Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a Paige build I've made called Turn the Page Dash Scarves. It's a really fun hero. I really enjoy the new heroes that come out. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm really glad that they're just doing so much work on this game. It's so fun. I took a little bit of break just due to life circumstances and I've been busy over the summer. But I'm back playing Deadlock and it's still the funnest game there is, so it is what it is. So here we are making another build. In this build, we're going to focus on being able to kind of carry your own and be strong alone and kill people alone, while also playing into the strengths of Paige being a support. Because in solo queue, in MOBAs in general, you can't always depend on your team to follow up and play the way you want. So you still want to capitalize on her strengths, but not feel completely useless out there. So, okay, first we're going to talk about lane phase. We got Guardian Ward. It's a really good ability. It's a really good item. It gives you ability range, which increases the circle size on this, increases the bounce on this, makes this go further, it doesn't really affect this at all because this already goes across the whole world, so it's whatever. However, the active on this is the reason why we're buying it. It gives you another shield to play with, giving movement speed on top of a barrier, which in combination with defend and fight really lets you always have a barrier active or ready to activate, and it's just nice to have. Typically, I'll be buying this first in lane. Usually, I'll be buying all of these, but we'll go through each one. Split shot, it's really nice. This character's gun shoots really slow, so in a little duel, it can be hard to land your shot sometimes, especially if they have good movement. However, if you activate this, now you have like a shotgun, making it really easy to land. Also, this is increasing your bullet damage, fire rate, so pretty good combination with split shot. Extra stamina. Really good item in general. I like to get it. It feels good to get, especially since this character only has 2 stamina, as you can see right here and here. So I like to get it. It does upgrade into stamina mastery later on for even more stamina. However, you can opt to getting an arcane surge instead, which would basically give you the same 1 stamina and 12 stamina recovery. But it makes so if you do a dash jump, you get ability range, ability duration, and spirit power on your next cast. And there's no cooldown on that, so it can be nice. However, I usually am buying this for the stamina, so I feel better getting this, but they both are good. Mystic expansion. I will imbue captivating read with this because that's where you're gonna get most of the value. Since this is a global, who cares if it bounces extra far slightly, doesn't really do much. And the dragon, typically you're just clearing the wave or just sending in for a burst of damage, so the expansion fact of that doesn't really matter. However, this does upgrade into greater expansion later on, which will give you a little bit of spirit resistance, and it's a good way to spend your money, especially if you're lacking on flex slots. Enchanter's Emblem. This is a super good item. Stat wise, I feel like it's always high value. The 15% spirit resistance is not bad at all, considering it's 1600, and if you're looking at the spirit resilience, this is 3200 for 10 higher before the bonus, obviously, but so not bad. Plus the 25 resistance there and the 6 resistance here. Pretty early on, you get a lot of spirit resistance. Yeah, plus I'm going to point out, while you're above 65% health, you gain extra ability cooldown reduction and spirit power. 15 spirit power for 1600. If you look over at improved spirit, also 1600. This is only giving you spirit power effectively, and it is only 18. So it's only 3 more spirit power than this is giving you, but this gives you also 15% spirit resistance and 7% ability cooldown reduction. So when you're above 65% health, this item is like 2 items. So pretty good value. And it's easy to trade and stay healthy with Defend and Fight and Guardian Ward. So not bad. I like to get it. It feels good getting. Extra Charge is nice to get early, especially if you need to clear waves a lot with Conjure Dragon. Allows you to just use it more often and gives you an extra charge. Exactly what it says. It does upgrade into Rapid Recharge later on, which will allow you to faster time between charges. So if you look at this, it says 8-second between charges. This will reduce it by 50%, so it does make a pretty good difference, especially if you're just like clear wave, like if they're shoving into your base a lot. Pretty nice, and it's again a good way to just spend your money for an upgrade if you're lacking in flex slots. Restorative Locket is not a bad item at all. It's only 1600. Gives you some spirit resistance. Again, stacking with this is pretty good. And the active even with no spirit power at all, because it does scale spirit power, it'll heal you 400 at max stacks. So pretty good. Depending on the matchup, this is a must buy, and depending on the matchup, sometimes I'll actually. This is kind of a situational, but it's more greedy. This is a section for if you are feeling greedy. You want to grab a trophy collector for some, get some stacks on it and get some passive money. Plus, it does give you ability range and health and sprint speed, which is nice. Cultist Sacrifice is kind of a safer buy than Trophy Collector in a way, but this is nice because you just consume a minion basically, and you want to consume the big jungle minion for the most money as possible. It is nice that I would not get both of these. I would get one or the other, if any. If you're going to be greedy, get one or the other. I kind of like this one more in some scenarios, like if there's going to be not as much head-on fighting and there's more of kind of like everyone's just playing slow for some reason and it feels kind of like a slow game, then I would go for a cultist. If I feel like there's just going to be constant fighting and there's going to be a lot of opportunity for stacks, is when I go for trophy collector. Both are good, honestly. This, people don't realize, gives you bonus health. It gives you the bonus health immediately. So even if you need to, you can use this on a wave minion to instantly kind of heal yourself in the middle of a fight. Like if this comes available and your fight's happening, you can hurry and sacrifice a minion and get healed. Mid game, so we got compressed cooldown and superior cooldown. I put the compressed cooldown on defend and fight. It's only affects one ability, but I pretty much always upgrade it to superior cooldown. It makes everything shorter. I like to get it. Feels good to have, and I don't know, just kind of fits. Plus later on you can upgrade it to transcendent cooldown. I would not do this early. Do it way late in the game when you have a bunch of actives and you can actually get the value off of it. Knockdown, super nice. More ability range, more health. Plus the active puts an anvil above their head, whacks them, stuns them, making it pretty much guaranteed to land captivating read. And if you go from stun into slow into root off of captivating read, from their perspective, they're just CC'd forever. Pretty nice. Duration extender, I like to stick on captivating read. This also is eventually upgraded into superior duration, and I'll point out this does have bullet resistance, pretty nice. And I forgot to point out this one has spirit resistance. So if you do upgrade this later on, between the 15 there, the 6 there, and the 8 there, you're at 29% without even getting a spirit resistance item. So kind of nice, pretty self-explanatory. It makes the root last longer, and also the debuff for the minus spirit resistance lasts slightly longer. Flowing Hex, this is really nice. Slow, makes the dash distance decreased. It doesn't make the dash slower, it just makes the distance decreased. So someone like Mo and Krill, who they already have a slow dash, it's going to be the same speed on the dash, but they're not going to go as far, right? So they're just going to like really slow. So pretty nice. This also does upgrade into Vortex Web later on. So if you're going to get a Vortex Web, it's kind of nice to just pick that up early. Stamina Mastery, we kind of already went over this. It's an upgrade for extra stamina, self-explanatory. I'm going to go over the situational items after the late game items, because situational isn't necessarily like mid or late. It's situational. When you need it, when you want it, go get it, right? Simple as that. Late game, I pretty much always will upgrade my Guardian Ward into a Divine Barrier. This section is not necessarily ordered, but typically if you're struggling on slots, then and you just need to spend your money, can't get a flex slot, then getting upgrades isn't too bad. It's just it doesn't feel as good, but it's not too bad. But if you can get like these, it's really nice. And again, these are upgrades also. So this is really the only one. Everything down here is an upgrade. So typically you're not struggling on slots in this character, which is kind of nice. Divine Barrier, super nice. It's a built-in debuff remover plus shield. Vortex Web, it's the Dark Seer vacuum into one spot, and it slows them, and the slow makes it really easy to land the captivating read, plus it sucks them back, right? So at that point you can combo with knockdown into the root, you can combo with Vortex Web into the root, combo with a bunch of stuff. It's pretty nice. It's just a good item in general. Plus it gives you some more ability range, which makes this captivating read like really big. Scourge, I think this is really good because of the 40% spirit resistance on active. So this is really nice because you can place it on anybody. So if you see someone getting cut out or someone getting blasted or whatever, you can just and throw this on them, makes them really tanky, and everyone around them is getting just chunked down with damage. And if they have spirit lifesteal, this will proc the spirit lifesteal off of their items. So it's pretty nice. And you can obviously just use it on yourself. So pretty good item. Kind of a support-ish item, but yeah, pretty good. And since you're already like giving everyone like shields and stuff, just giving them spirit armor is pretty nice. We already looked at the upgrades. Again, I'm going to point out, don't get this. If the only active you have is like Guardian Ward and Knockdown, I don't think it's worth getting Transcendent Cooldown. But like if you have like one other, sometimes it's worth with just a split shot or divine, or if you upgrade to divine or something, then it's not terrible to get this. But I just wouldn't get this early. Kind of like the game's just taking too long to end, and you still have it. You still have money, so just go ahead and spend it. But yeah, situational. So first, I'm going to talk about Heroic Aura. This does give a passive bullet resistance aura to everybody around, which is really nice just in general to give everybody in your team bullet armor basically. This doesn't stack, so if 2 people on the team have it, it's not gonna give everyone 30%. It's gonna only give everyone 15%, right? So it's good to have at least somebody having this, I feel like, but it kind of just depends. And I will point out on the active, the fire rate does stack with the the weapon damage and the fire rate off of defend and fight. So can be really good. Like if your whole team's like, not even your whole team, just like you and one of the guys hitting down a walker, you pop this, you throw a shield down on you guys, it's gonna melt pretty freaking fast. So yeah, goodbye. Rescue Beam. If you know you're gonna buy this, I don't have Healing Right listed early, but this builds off of Healing Right. If you know you're gonna buy this, you can go ahead and buy Healing Right in lane and then just upgrade it to this later on. This is if you like to lean in more into the support style. Typically, I don't feel like I get enough value off of this myself, so I don't always get this, but I definitely see some scenarios where you would want to get Counterspell. If I'm buying Counterspell, typically I'm trying to counter a specific person and a specific ability. Maybe 2 people, but like, for example, if a doorman just keeps on ulting you out of every single fight and they just target you over and over and over and over, I'll just say, okay, screw you, I'm buying Counterspell, and then just Counterspell that person, right? And if you're focused on a specific person to Counterspell, it's actually pretty easy to land. Yeah. This, again, I put it in situational because if I'm not specifically saying I'm getting it for this reason, then I just don't get it. But it's there for a reason. Healbane, again, situational. You need more healing reduction on your team and not getting it, and you have room for it, go ahead and grab a Healbane. It's not very expensive. It's 1600. Goodbye in general. So yeah. Curse. This is a screw you item. Just get this, pick a person, silence them, disarm them every single time. You're pretty much going to kill them. Between Knockdown, Vortex Web, Captivating Read, Rallying Charge, and Curse, you could just decide a person can't play the game and can't play the game. So there you go. Echo Shard. This is kind of a cool item on this guy. It's kind of hard to get this because the games just end. You just usually end the game before you have enough money to get this. But this is actually really nice to get. And you can use it on Defend and Fight for extra shields for everybody, extra buffs for everybody, or for Captivating Read, which is an extra root, damage, whatever, right? So this I actually think is good on either of these. And it just kind of depends on their team comp and your team comp, which one you're going to stick it on, or just kind of whatever you want, really. But Echo Shard, super good. Put it on either Defend and Fight or Captivating Read. Doesn't even matter. So that's my build. Really fun, super fun character. I've had a lot of fun in Deadlock, playing again, like the new heroes. Really quick, we're going to go over the ability point order and what the abilities actually do. So I like to start with Defend and Fight, which gives you a shield, plus while the shield's active, they have some extra attack damage and attack speed. So I go start here, get an upgrade, get the Captivating Read, which spawns a sword, stabs down, and it slows and roots, does some damage. Then we get the Dragon, which summons a dragon that goes forward, breathes fire. Really good for wave clear, really good for just damage in general. The ult spawns a bunch of horses that run across the map and kills everybody. And kills the enemy, hurts the enemy and stuns them, and heals your team and gives them movement speed. So we're going to go one upgrade here, one upgrade here, one upgrade here. Then fully max Captivating Read. Get one click on... fully max Fight, Defend and Fight. Get one click on Captivating Read. Get one click on the dragon. Maximize Captivating Read. Maximize the dragon. And maximize the ult. Well, that's about it. See ya.